If you can't keep clean sheets and are strong at the back, you're always having to score goals, and it's very different scoring goals in football matches, as we know.
Yeah, well, they've conceded 3 more than they had last season. Is that a huge difference, Kevin, when you look at those stats?
Joe, it is, because they set their stall out last season to be defensively better.
Especially post-lockdown.
Especially post-lockdown, and they were. But to be conceding... And you know, Joe, when you actually look at the type of goals they concede, that's the problem. It's the type... They create their own problems.
Yeah. And the only thing I'd say about these games, especially this game, and it is a massive game, the big players come to the party in these games. And I fully expect Real Madrid to win today for that reason. They've got too many quality players in the squad.
But the thing is here, and Chetty's absolutely hit the nail on the head, Real Madrid need to be more defensive. And when we saw those stats, why are they not as defensive, in your opinion, Peter, this season in comparison to last season? Yes, they've lost Ramos, but this hasn't all fallen apart just since Ramos got injured.
There's a couple of reasons. I think one of the big ones is Casemiro is back, but with his layoff, his match fitness isn't great. He is a great foil in front of the back four. Now, for me, that's one of the reasons why people are getting at Real Madrid so easily. If we can see Casemiro get his fitness levels high, I think that's a major influence.
Hold on a minute here. Let me just tell you this. It's not Casemiro. It's that defence. And you know who's the main culprit? There's 2 players. One is Courtois, and the second, I've got to call it out, Joe, is Varane. Varane has not been of the right standard this season. He has not.
Really?
Yes, he has not.
But Varane's wobbly form, is that because either Casemiro, who has not been protecting that back four in the early part of the season, or is it because Ramos has not been alongside him of late?
Joe, even when Ramos was beside him, we saw against Cadiz when they played, he was all over the place. When he should have been up, he was deep. He was keeping players up. I think Varane has been real shaky this season.
I think Courtois is a really good shout.
Who?
Because Courtois,
thank you.
is a really good shout, because the way he tried to play out for back, people are putting the press on them, and he's made a couple of wrong decisions in game. And I always thought, under pressure with the ball at his feet, he isn't great. And I think, like Kevin, I think he's one of the major reasons.
When will we see Captain Ramos again? Well, I understand that he's back training with the group, which he did at the end of last week, or yesterday, Friday, but not going to be risked yet.
See him in midweek.
You think you'll see him Wednesday?
Yeah. I think
when it comes back to the same question I asked him.
Attitude.
Wednesday or Saturday? What's more important?
If he plays on Wednesday, he'll play Saturday. Don't worry about that. It's such an important week. This one, they'll take care of it. You've got to give him the best opportunity, Joe.
Those who haven't been following the Champions League, because it's late night, really late night, when it hits winter schedules, of course, just remind folk, Kevin, as to why the Mönchengladbach game is important.
Well, because... Shakhtar, because they've got battered.
Because they're going out.
They've got battered by Shakhtar.
Bad results.
And now they need to win to qualify. That's it. If they win, they qualify.
And if they don't win,
they're they're out.
If your best players are fit, you get them on the pitch.
They're currently third in Group B, which is... Real Madrid have never not qualified for the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League in its modern form. Wow. Never.
Joe.
Never.
Joe, what would it tell us if they didn't qualify? What would it tell us about this present squad?
Right, so coming back to the Zidane under pressure...
No, what would it tell... I'm asking you a question,
Well,
Joe.
it means they're not good enough.
Joe, and why ain't they good enough? Because they haven't signed that striker. I told you about that striker, Joe. I told you.
But they won the La Liga 3 months ago. They won
what did I do
La
with
Liga.
my yellow and red cards? I want to
give him a yellow. They won La Liga 3 months ago. So what's dramatic?
I want to give him a yellow card.
Oh yeah, I've got him.
I've got my yellow cards. I've left my cards behind. Oh, I so wanted to give you a yellow card. Sorry, Peter, what were you saying? What? You were going to come on...
No, I just said, this team won La Liga 3 months ago. So I understand what you're saying. I mean, Benzema is a massive influence on the side, as we were going on about before, you know, and thankfully he's fit.
So then coming back to Zidane, if they lose all 3 games this week or don't get beneficial results in all 3 games this week, Sevilla, Gladbach, Atletico, does he get sacked?
No.
No?
I don't think he does.
Why?
I think because this season he knew he had to play with a handicap. And the handicap is he can't sign any players. So I understand that this is the same squad who won La Liga last season, but things change. Everybody else strengthens. And all of a sudden, you've got the target on your back again as Real Madrid. Everybody's game goes up against the champions. And they just haven't been as strong as they were last season. It happens. If you bring a few new faces in...
Parma's correct. They have pretty much the same squad as last season.
That's what I just said.
So why are they not as strong as last season?
Joe, what happens is the onus now is on the opposition to beat you. When you are the champions, everybody's game goes up 5%. And Real Madrid's game has dropped 5%. So that's why you're seeing players like Varane, who were you could trust their performance. They're all over the place, Joe.
I think there's a couple of reasons. The injuries, but like I said before, all teams haven't. And I just think there looks a lack of confidence when they try to play out from the back. And we're talking about Real Madrid here. And is it Courtois? He's made too many mistakes. And once you start that lack of confidence at the back in your keeper, I think it's a problem.
So Zidane, he doesn't get sacked for you, or you wouldn't sack him?
No, I think...
Or you would sack him?
No, I think...
You wouldn't sack him?
Who is there to go in? Not many.
Would you sack him?
No.
Answer the question, Pete.
No,
would you sack him?
No,
never mind who goes in.
Because
he's going nowhere.
Stop dancing around the
question. They were asking for his head last year, where he was Barcelona favourites for La Liga.
Yes or no?
I just said no.
Right, that's fine. We're not on a politics show here. Right, I've got one more.
Nish. Nachtenspiel.
I've got one more quick question for you here.
I don't know what Nachtenspiel means.
It means no, I'll tell you.
It probably means Merry Christmas in German. I've got another question for you here. So, does Europe matter then this season? Yes or no?
Joe, yes. It does matter. Europe always matters to Real Madrid.
Does Europe matter, yes or no, this season?
Real Madrid. Does Europe matter? Have you lost your head?
Is it important this season?
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Europe.
I'm asking the question, yes or no?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, we.
Yeah. Right, let's put it to the people. Is Europe important this season? 83%. Oh, 17% say no.
That's huge, Joe. 17% is huge. What are you talking about? Listen, 17% is a Do you know what the 17% is? You're Barca fans.
Yeah. My Barca fans.
You're Barca fans, because you're Barca.
Right, I just want to get a couple more questions in here. Singh says, I can see Kevin has been bullied by the 2 Barcelona supporters.
Well, there's one Barca and one Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah.
Bullied. I don't think he's getting bullied.
Always yellow cards. See, he's threatening me again.
If I had a yellow right now, I don't know what I've done with my yellow.
I can't believe that. How can you forget your cards?
I've forgotten. How can a referee forget?
It's fine.
Kevin deserves 5 red cards at the same time right now. I totally agree with you, Dylan.
Who said that? Who's that?
I totally agree with you.
Dillit. Yeah. Shut it, Dillit.
Right.
Now,
Madrid. Thank you very much. We're going to have a little interlude right now, and Peter Reid is going to head across to the screen because he wants to highlight a couple of tactical things that we've picked out for Real Madrid from their past games.
In the modern game, people try to play from the back. We are trying to beat the press, as we say. And this game guru hopefully gives you some insight to that. As we see now, Real Madrid are trying to play out from the back to the left full-back, Marcelo. But the press is on. You have a look at the players, and they are pressing Marcelo on the ball. No pass, no pass, no pass, Very difficult to hit it down the line, no pass. So it's important then you move the ball quickly. As we go on, Marcelo, no options. He goes back to keeper. Courtois trying to clear it. What you would say there, that is excellent pressing. Very difficult for Real Madrid to play out. As we move on now, it comes back to Courtois again. If we stop, he tries. Courtois there is trying a very difficult pass. Now, when you beat the press, Marcelo here, no one around. That's where you pass to Marcelo, but he doesn't decide to do that. What he does, Courtois tries to pass where the play is congested, where Joselu is shutting down. As we move it on, wait and see what happens. Bang, he reads it. Concede a goal, Real Madrid. To beat the press, you have to make the vital pass. Courtois, wrong decision, goal against.
Thank you very much to Peter Reid. More of that to come, of course. And we're getting close to kick-off. Let me just get a few more questions in. Cezanne says, today Zidane will show the whole world why he's the greatest manager of all time. All time?
I wouldn't say all time.
3 Champions Leagues?
I know he's got to listen. His resume is unbelievable, but I wouldn't quite say all time just yet.
Abdullah says Real Madrid are going to lose today because Kevin Campbell's head is not shining.
I'll get the oil out. I'll get the oil out. Hala Madrid! They'll win today.
I'm not so sure. This is going to be tough. Remember, 6 out of the last 8 of these meetings, this particular match, have been won by Sevilla.
Wow.
That's the difference. Right, time to get a bit of gup-shup from Manas.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to some Top Shop. So we've been reading your comments here and also around social media. We get a feeling that Madrid these days think that Joe Morrison may be biased against Real Madrid, and he's also too harsh to Kevin Campbell. Is that true? Let's hear the thoughts on that from our friends from Manipur.
Is Joe biased against Real Madrid? What can I say?
Yes, he is always biased against Real Madrid.
He doesn't even celebrate our victory. We all know whose fan he is.
He truly is a Barca fan. I think he is more on the Barcelona side.
We all know he's a Barcelona fan.
Moreover, he was shed more than Gerard Piqué when Real Madrid win.
He doesn't even appreciate our player.
His facial expression tells everything.
The smile, the cheeky smile on Joe Morrison's face whenever Real Madrid loses says everything.
Never smile when the Real Madrid win.
That's it. Oh, I think he's quite jealous of Kevin.
Man, he's too harsh to my favorite Kevin.
And we don't like that because he's our favorite. Because we have Kevin on our side, and Kevin's one Hala Madrid sound just silence Joe every time.
And it's Kevin who lifts us up always with his Hala Madrid.
Joseph Morrison, what do you have to say about that?
What have you got to say about that? You are a disgrace. Call yourself a host. Hala Madrid! Come on, Madrid today! Come on!
No. I don't smile because I'm never happy sitting between these two. That's why I don't smile. It's got nothing to do with Real Madrid. Nothing to do with Real Madrid.
Do you think he's biased, Kevin? Do you think Joe's biased?
I'm not biased.
I'm asking Kevin.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10.
That is just not true. Right, let's squeeze a few more in here. Akshay says, please give that lad... Yeah, I think you're talking about Manas, a new football. It just wouldn't have the same character, would it? That ball is going up in value every single week. Simply Kevin is love, says Bipin. I do not appreciate Kevin Campbell. You are right about that. Please roar once again. I think that means Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid! Come on!
Our sound man Edu has just burst his eardrums. Akshay says Real Madrid should either let Jovic leave or give him a 5-match run. Ooh. Great point, Peter Reid. Do players need runs? And if so, how many games?
That's a very difficult question, because if you've got to win games, you're under pressure and you're not delivering.
Do they need a run?
As a coach, I think, yes, but you've got to show something.
How many?
You've got to show something in these games to deserve a run. And unfortunately,
didn't he start the season?
Jovic hasn't
done nothing. You've done nothing. Yeah. Facts are facts.
So he doesn't deserve to start. By the way, if you've just joined us, the front three today is Karim Benzema back in his central role, supported by Vinicius on one side, Rodrigo on the other. Obviously, Eden Hazard out injured.
As a coach as well, if you're picking someone who's not playing well, the other players aren't happy.
Soom says, Kevin, red card for shouting Hala Madrid. I totally agree with you. The problem is I forgot my cards.
That's
don't worry.
a fine, Joe. You know that, don't you?
It could well be a fine. Joe being biased adds fun watching the match. Shiro, yes, I totally agree with you on that. I do like to be biased. Nothing wrong with being biased. Back to the serious stuff. Div says Zidane should change his tactics. Now it's high time for 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2. And I think what he's referring to, Div, here, look at that, beautiful pictures of the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium in the winter sunshine. But yes, Peter, I'll ask you as a coach. He always reverts back to this 4-3-3, usually when things aren't going well, because he did in September, at the beginning of the season, he really did experiment with the 4-4-2.
I think coaches have a look at who they're playing against as well to see what to... But it's tried and trusted. I think the players trust 4-3-3. I've got to say that. I think a big one is Benzema back in. The amount of work he does is fantastic.
OK, quick prediction, please. Let me write
Seville,
this down.
3. Real Madrid, 4.
4-3 to Real Madrid. Peter Reid is going for...
I like that. 2-1, Real Madrid.
Kevin Campbell is going 2-1 to Real Madrid. OK, thank you very much, gentlemen. Right, as you can see, Real Madrid in the tunnel early. Sevilla, not yet seen in the tunnel at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium, but we're going to head across there now and join your commentary team of Tim Lee and Rick Sharma.
Enjoy a super production shot on more than 20 cameras using the latest technology. It's not fiction, it's not a thriller, it's something much bigger. And after 90 seasons, the excitement is still intact in La Liga Santander and La Liga Smart Bank. It's not soccer, it's La Liga.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan for what feels like a crucial game of football. La Liga's reigning champions, Real Madrid, have failed to win their last 3 league fixtures, and they lost twice this week for the second time this season. Their campaign appears to be hanging by a thread, and now they commence a monumental week. Sevilla, Mönchengladbach, and then Atletico Madrid. And here is the Sevilla side they faced today. Bono in goal, Navas, Koundé, Diego Carlos, and Alex Vidal at left-back, his first start of the season. In the midfield, it's former Barcelona man Ivan Rakitic with Fernando and Joan Jordan. And in attack for Julen Lopetegui, it is De Jong, Munir and Ocampos. Well, here come the hosts. They are on a good run of form domestically. 3 wins on the spin in La Liga Santander. Alongside me for this clash is Rick Sharma. Hello, Rick.
Hello, Tim. Hello, everybody. What a huge game this is. Madrid are under immense pressure given their recent form. And if they lose today, they sink deeper into the pile in La Liga. And it means Sevilla can overtake them in the table. And this, of course, is a massive game for them as well, because if Sevilla win this, you can really believe this could be a season where they do something special. This season is open. Real Sociedad are top of the table. Sevilla are up there. And if they beat Madrid today, you might even start to believe they could win the league for the first time since 1946.
A huge game for both clubs. The referee for the occasion is Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. He was in charge for Julen Lopetegui's final match as the manager of Real Madrid. Well, here is the Real 11. Courtois in goal, Lucas Vázquez at right back, Varane, Nacho in the centre, then Mondi in for Marcelo at left back. The midfield is Modric, Casemiro and Kroos. We've seen that trio before. And up front, it's all changed compared to last weekend. It's Rodrigo, Vinicius and Benzema. So 4 changes in total from the side that lost against Alaves. It is that new front 3, which means Asensio's on the bench. Eden Hazard is not fit, nor is Mariano Diaz. And Zidane has made a change at left-back. Marcelo is on the bench. And Zizou is with only 9 subs for this game, and that includes Sergio Arribas and 2 goalkeepers. Sevilla lost twice to Real Madrid last season, but they have beaten Los Blancos 4 times here in the last 5 seasons. When Real Madrid came to the Sánchez-Pizjuán last season, they were under big pressure. They just lost 3-0 to PSG in the Champions League. Benzema scored the only goal of that game as Zidane's defensive blueprint came up trumps, setting the tone for the rest of their campaign. And Zidane does have Benzema back for this match.
That could well prove to be key for Zidane. Benzema has been their best player for such a long time now, basically since Cristiano Ronaldo left in 2018.
A final prayer for Casemiro. The stakes could hardly be higher. Zinedine Zidane cut a calm figure in his pre-match press conference yesterday, but there is a gathering sense that his job is on the line. He and Real have, of course, been here before, and every time they seem to come out fighting. For example, their 2 Clásico wins of 2020 have come after consecutive defeats. They need a reaction today after losing to Alaves and then Shakhtar. This is Sevilla against Real Madrid, live on Facebook Watch. Rick, it is a clash laced with so many seductive undercurrents, and Julen Lopetegui was sacked after 6 defeats at Real Madrid just 2 years ago, and he can today inflict upon Real a 6th loss of the season.
Yeah, you know what, I don't think Lopetegui would take any pleasure from the fact that Zidane could be sacked if Sevilla win and if Madrid suffer this week.
An early chance for the visitors, a big chance! Flashed wide by Vinicius inside the opening minute.
Really, really good start for Madrid. That's what you get with Vinicius, a little bit erratic in front of goal, but his movement is fantastic, got in behind the defence. Huge gap in the defence there that he just ran into.
The Brazilians combining there after the excellent pass by Luka Modric. Lots of question marks recently about the form of Marco Asensio, and he's been left on the bench, so it is a chance for Rodrigo and Vinicius to shine. Rodrigo has just 1 goal in his last 19 games at club level. And as for Vinicius, 9 matches without finding the net. What a good chance early on there.
I've been a bit disappointed with Marco Asensio, like you say. He came back from injury with a bang. It was a bad injury, kept him out for such a long time, but he came back flying. But since then, he's never really found consistency, and that's why the Brazilian duo have been given a chance ahead of him today.
Well, nothing cagey about the opening 2 minutes. Real Madrid threatening early, and now some possession for the home team. This is Joan Jordan, closed down by Toni Kroos. Now Jules Koundé, back from Ivan Rakitic. Glorious sunshine in Seville as Diego Carlos sends one forward, cleared by Lucas Vázquez, again at right back today.
I mean, it's a real shame that there are no fans yet back in stadiums, but especially in Seville, because the Roman Sánchez-Pizjuán is just such a wonderful stadium when it's filled and everyone's singing. That'll be one of the first places to go once people can get back, if anyone can make the trip there.
have that beautiful pre-match anthem. It is an old stadium full of character. A new facade, but in some ways creaking on the interior, but full of history, full of atmosphere. Rakitic forward, excellent touch sideways, although well sniffed out by Nacho. And now some space for Vinicius. Running at Jesus Navas. Youth versus experience, and the experience of Navas wins on this occasion.
It's remarkable how good Navas is this late into his career, converted of course into a right back, used to be a winger, but he's still super quick.
Sevilla's record appearance maker. Ferland Mendy took it down well. He's into the box. Navas made the challenge. Mendy takes his time. Finds Casemiro, who had space to try and bend one. He is in a decent run of scoring form. Carlos Enrique Casemiro, 2 goals in his last 5 appearances, but wide of the mark there.
It's not the kind of effort you normally associate with Casemiro. He definitely likes to get in among the goals, but normally it's from closer range, maybe a header or a shot in the 6-yard box.
Yacine Bono closed down. A problem here for Sevilla. And eventually the goalkeeper is able to claim. Well, we saw Thibaut Courtois suffer last week in goal for the champions. And now it's the Sevilla stopper, Yacine Bono, who is back for his first start in La Liga since the 7th of November. And almost an early catastrophe.
Well closed down by Vinicius, nearly forced the goal with that press there. Benzema can't quite beat Diego Carlos to head it in.
2 early scares for Sevilla.
And this game does take place at traditional siesta time in the south of Spain, so Sevilla have been asleep so far.
Thomas Vashlik is one of the absentees for Sevilla. He pulled up injured midweek in the European game against Chelsea. And it's at left back they also have some issues. Escudero and Acuna both unavailable. A deep cross towards Ocampos. The Argentine tried to climb, couldn't climb high enough. He got the assist last weekend in Sevilla's narrow win at Huesca.
He's another player that, for me, this season isn't matching up to what was expected of him. Last season, he scored 14 goals, a huge amount, but he just has 1 to his name so far this season.
Indeed, Rick, just 1 goal in his last 14 appearances for Sevilla. And here's a touch for Alex Vidal. It's his first start of the season. It's his first start for Sevilla since May 2019. He was away on loan in the last campaign. And he's the player chosen to play at left-back in the absence of Acuna and Escudero. So it's Rekic left on the bench and Oliver Torres left on the bench for Rakitic. Those are the 2 changes from the 11 that defeated Huesca narrowly with a late goal last weekend. And it was a late goal from in-form Youssef En-Nesyri, who came off the bench to win that game, but is on the bench again.
If you're Rodrigo on the right flank for Madrid, you have to think this is a game where you can target Vidal. He's not used to playing at left back. He's not used to playing at all, really. Recently, like you say, Tim, his first start of the season.
Here comes Lucas Ocampos. Wins it back from Nacho. Tenacious play. Made a yard for himself. Found Rakitic. Fernando. Beautifully done. This is Navas with the cross in towards De Jong, who won the header. Clearance by Varane. Sevilla still on the attack. Here is Vidal. Munir. And Modric able to shield that off for a goal kick.
There's Vinicius closing down Bono, and Diego Carlos was strong, didn't let Benzema get to the ball.
Bono does have 2 clean sheets in La Liga this season and a further 2 in the Champions League. Sevilla were crushed 4-0 midweek at home to Chelsea. They had already qualified from their group. And ahead of that fixture, they'd won 5 consecutive matches in all competitions. And it was young Alfonso Pastor who played in goal for that defeat to Chelsea. But Bono back in. And rather fortunate in some ways not to be beaten already. Credit to Diego Carlos, who did so well on the line.
Lopetegui will hope that battering by Chelsea in midweek won't have too big an impact on his team. They'd relaxed a bit for that game. He made some rotations because they were already through, like you say. But it's a sort of thing where you'd hope it doesn't, but it could start to creep into their mentality here.
Well, once again, Sevilla caught sleeping. Here come Real. Benzema's pass wide was too close to Diego Carlos, and the formidable centre-back lunged in to win possession back.
That's really rare. You don't see a pass like that normally from Karim Benzema. He's always so precise. Technically brilliant forward.
Zinedine Zidane, a man under pressure. He says that he feels strong, but not untouchable.
He's been pretty clear about that since, even in his first tenure at Madrid. Zidane always would say in press conferences when he was asked about his position, he'd always say, you know, my time will come one day. It's how it is, how football is. I'm just here trying to do the best I can. I think it's his way of easing the pressure, staying cool.
Ocampos. Such a bustling, energetic figure, but he was muscled off the ball there, and now Vinicius dispossessed. Here's Joan Jordan. Decent cross into the centre, and Luke de Jong was there.
That's quite a big chance for de Jong. He's so good in the air. And if you're Zidane, you're probably a bit frustrated with Vinicius trying to dribble out of his own defence through a thicket of Sevilla players.
Lucas Vazquez to take the throw-in. Sevilla just trying to crowd out Real Madrid, and they've won the ball back. Look how many white shirts are forward. Here is Munir. Now Rakitic. 3 former Barcelona players combining there. Munir, Rakitic and Vidal.
I'm sure in their WhatsApp chats with their former teammates that have been encouraged this week.
Here is Ivan Rakitic. Sweeping pass to the flank. Onto the right boot of Navas. And that's a delightful pass to Joan Jordan. Away by Nacho. Now Cruz forward. Benzema stabs it wide majestically for Vinicius. And across comes Sevilla's number 20, Diego Carlos.
Really good start for him. 3 pretty important interceptions so far.
Defensively, Sevilla have looked pretty good this season. 8 goals conceded in La Liga. Only Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad have conceded fewer. But they have looked vulnerable early, and here come Madrid with Rodrigo. A deflected cross fell kindly for Bono. Swift distribution. And then Ocampos dispossessed illegally, says the referee, by Kroos.
Looks like Cruz has got a small cut on his face there, a little bit of blood, maybe from Ocampos' hand.
Well, worth another look, Rick, at the touch from Diego Carlos.
It's just a strength he shows there to hold off Benzema, because Benzema leans in with his shoulder, looking to just nudge Carlos out of the way, but he's not going anywhere.
Real Madrid pressing with real hunger and causing problems early on for Sevilla. Jules Koundé manages to clear. Nacho is able to win it back. Here is Ferland Mendy in an advanced position. Chased energetically by Ocampos. Rakitic. Has it back from Vidal. Jordan with the long pass. Ocampos. Sevilla's three midfielders combined. Now it's with Alex Vidal, who has some space, delivers the cross, away by Varane. Beautiful Cruyff turn by Luka Modric, and he follows it up with a lovely pass up the line for Rodrigo. The Brazilian finds Karim Benzema. Lucas Vazquez piling forward. He stands it into the centre towards Vinicius, taken down. Beautiful move here from the champions. This is Karim Benzema. Sevilla have retreated. The move's just slowed down slightly, but still Zidane's team in possession. Modric, another exquisite pass from him, and a foul on Mendy by Ocampos.
It was a nice break from Madrid, great ball from Modric. Sevilla do well to recover and get men behind the ball to slow everything down again. Bit clumsy from Ocampos lunging in on Mendy.
Modric, maybe 35, but he continues to show what a class act he is. And now Toni Kroos has placed the ball down. A quarter of an hour gone at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Kroos swings it in. Bono has flapped, and it's come back to Casemiro. He was unselfish and perhaps should have driven towards goal.
Yeah, I think he's got to take a shot there, Casemiro, with the goalkeeper flapping and flailing. There were a lot of bodies in the way, but I think Casemiro should have put his foot through it and tried to just hammer that in.
Well, a foul close to the touchline by Mendy. Another uncomfortable moment, Rick, for Bono.
It's a good ball from Kroos. It gives Bono all kinds of difficulties. He can't quite reach to get a good, strong hand on it.
Well, the free kick is in favour of Real Madrid, so the foul was on Mendy. Benzema. Now Vinicius. Ocampos stole it from him. Navas. Up the line for Jordan. Kroos with the challenge. Now Vinicius to Rodrigo. Carlos with a challenge. Forward by Jordan. De Jong battling, but Varane now takes over. Long from Courtois. And a push on Alex Vidal.
It's been a good start by Real Madrid. They've definitely been the stronger of the two teams so far. Lopetegui said that when Madrid are in these kinds of positions, that's when they're more dangerous. And in fact, they feed off these situations where they're under the cosh.
De Jong was able to turn, and just when he thought he'd wriggled out of trouble, Casemiro came at him. A foul on the Brazilian. Real have another free kick. But Sevilla win it back. Combination of Rakitic and Jordan. Vidal. Back back to Jordan. Well, Rick, it's interesting what you say there about Lopetegui's comments. 8 times before, under Zidane, Real Madrid have come into a match having either lost the previous 2 fixtures or having failed to win the previous 3 league matches. And on all 8 occasions, they have won. So far, under Zinedine Zidane, when the pressure is on, when the going really gets tough, they have come up with the goods. And once again, they find themselves in a position where there is very little margin for error.
There's a lot of players in this team who have won a lot of trophies, and I wonder if sometimes that does play into it, if they need that kind of motivation and impulse to get going and start winning matches.
Five defeats already this season for Real Madrid. 5 defeats in their last 11 games. And they're having to defend now. Varane came across, Courtois spilled it.
Was alert there, Varane, good defending. He's one of the players that has won it all with Real Madrid and hasn't played very well this season. Definitely need to see more from Varane, especially with Sergio Ramos out.
Well, Ramos did train yesterday. Zidane said he wouldn't risk him ahead of the Champions League game midweek. Here come the visitors. Vinicius, cut back for Toni Kroos, who was arriving with real pace. Vidal heads clear. Munir square for Rakitic. Real have committed some players forward. Sevilla unable to break with pace there, but they do have the throw-in. ...20 minutes gone. Still goalless. Real have won their last 3 matches against Sevilla, but they have struggled here in recent seasons. They've had a bright start. Can they find the goal? This is Toni Kroos trying to bend one. Not too far away.
It's not a bad effort from Kroos. He needs a goal. He hasn't scored since January for club or country. Inches wide of the far post, that. I think Sevilla gave him a bit more time than they ought to have in front of the box.
Well, there was the one decent cross in towards De Jong, but apart from that, all of the attacking has been done by the team in black. Real Madrid with a bright start, but no reward so far, and now it was Navas with the pass to De Jong. Varane came across. Congratulated by Nacho for that intervention, but there is more work to do. Here is Lucas Ocampos. Afforded plenty of time there. Fernando sweeps it wide to Vidal. Munir. Happy to go backwards. Koundé to Jordan. Good turn away from Kroos. And then found Ocampos. Decent spell there for the host, but now Real Madrid once more have possession. Lucas Vázquez to Varane, closed down by De Jong. Now Courtois' turn. Nacho's pass is under hit. Here's Munir. A foul by Munir on Vázquez.
Madrid a little bit lucky there because Nacho, under pressure, didn't really know what to do with it. Tried to spread it over to that side. It wasn't an easy pass to make and he didn't get the right weight on it. But Munir just lets Madrid off with a free kick. Maybe Bono knew that was going wide, but he didn't look like he was getting particularly close to it. That Cruz effort.
Here comes the press from Sevilla. Lucas Vázquez with the sideways run. And then his ball cut out by Navas. This is Ocampos. Did very well there. Jordan with the high ball. Munir closed down. Support from Vidal. Rakitic to Navas.
The one thing Sevilla have done well so far at the start of this game is pressing Madrid, not giving them any easy options to bring the ball out from the back. Probably learning from the Alaves game where Madrid conceded a goal because of the press.
Well read by Nacho. Casemiro to Vinicius. Neatly done. Benzema's wide. Here's the Frenchman. Two in the centre. Up the line for Vinicius. And across came Fernando.
Good read by Fernando just to come along and block off Vinicius. I think we're seeing a clash of probably the two best defensive midfielders in the league, in Fernando and Casemiro today.
Good turn from Ocampos, and he's appealing there. Play's gone on. Here is Munir. Shaped onto his right boot. Varane got the challenge in. And for a moment, it looked as if Real Madrid were in some bother. But suddenly, they're coming forward with Vázquez. Wide to Rodrigo. Vidal with a strong challenge, which will really boost his confidence. Fernando's continued his run forward, and the pass just curls away from him.
I'd like to see that Ocampos claim for handball again. It does hit Nacho on the fist. That's not on purpose. I just wonder if Ocampos might have been better off continuing to play a part in the attack instead of appealing to the linesman.
Modric. Cruz sends one wide. Brilliant accuracy on the pass. Now Rodrigo winning a corner. First of the match.
He's been diligent so far, Alex Vidal at left back, but it's going to be a long game for him.
Both centre-backs slowly pacing into the box. Casemiro's already there. Vinicius hovering just outside, and Toni Kroos placing the ball down. Movement from Nacho towards the near post. Delivered by Kroos, dipping. It was towards Rodrigo. Vinicius. Dispossessed by Fernando. And the break could be on. Here is Jesus Navas. He has two in the centre. He's rather isolated. He's delivered. And Modric got his angle spot on there to intercept that pass. And now the press comes again from Lopetegui's team. They've won it back. Here's Koundé. Again rather isolated. Foul by Koundé on Vinicius.
It's the second time Sevilla have let Madrid get out of a tight spot with a silly, clumsy foul. Just late from Koundé. Fantastic example in the build-up to that Sevilla attack of Fernando's qualities, though. Robbing the ball back on the edge of his own box and then spreading a lovely pass down the right to Jesus Navas.
Well, plenty of smiles and laughter on the bench there. Just being talked to about something. Sevilla substitutes. Zinedine Zidane has a pretty good record as a manager against Sevilla. 7 wins from 10 clashes. Nacho forward, but just beyond Mondi. Rakitic won the header brilliantly. De Jong found Ocampos. And then Nacho's challenge. And again on the right flank, Sevilla was slightly isolated. Ocampos didn't have any obvious options. Now Modric. Delicate pass for Cruz. Benzema makes a run through the centre. Cruz takes his time. And there is that wonderful accuracy again. And the control from Rodrigo impeccable. He has it back from Vázquez. Over the top by Casemiro. And off for a goal kick. Half an hour played. Encouragement from Zidane.
It's not Casemiro's forte, playing those cute little passes. Much more of a job for Toni Kroos or Luka Modric to get the ball in behind the defence. Yeah, you can see if that just sinks into the top corner, Bono is getting nowhere near it.
Bono's clearance, accurate. Taken down by Navas, but Mondi was onto him so quickly. And then he won it from De Jong. Carlos prodded forward to Alex Vidal. Munir running at Vázquez. From left back to right back and then inside to Ocampos. Fernando holding his position just in front of the centre of defence.
It's very patient play from Sevilla. They're happy to take their time. I don't think, if it ends up being a draw, I don't think a draw is the worst result for them. It's not such a bad one for Madrid either. They need the points, but they just can't afford to lose ahead of the Champions League in midweek. They can't afford to slip up in that kind of way again.
It's been 15 years since Sevilla and Real Madrid drew a game. 30 league meetings without a draw. The last time they did draw, Ramos and Zidane were on the score sheet for opposite teams. That was May 2005. It finished 2-2 here. A free kick now for Sevilla. Joan Jordan standing over it. Diego Carlos up from the back. Munir is also there alongside Jordan. Squared to Rakitic. Now Navas. Whips it in. Koundé's there. Big chance here. And De Jong just couldn't control it properly. The flag has gone up.
Yeah, it was patient again from Sevilla. They didn't swing that free kick in. They worked it out to the right to find a different angle. De Jong, I think, just inches offside there. Couldn't control it anyway. It's interesting that Lopetegui is left and Nesri on the bench, considering he's their most impressive goal threat really this team has got. Maybe he thinks he'll profit more in the final stages, coming on fresh against a defence that's a bit tireder.
Vidal closed down by Rodrigo. Here is Bono. Sevilla still in possession, but perhaps not quite in full control of the situation. And the throw-in is Real's. Well, Rick En-Nesyri has 5 goals in his last 7 matches for Sevilla. He was also in target recently for his national team, that of Morocco. But as you say, among the substitutes today for Julen Lopetegui.
He struggled last season after coming in the winter window. But this year he looks like he's finding the form that Sevilla want from him.
Lopetegui keeping the faith with De Jong, his number 9, who was on target against Barcelona earlier this season, but hasn't scored in 6 league games since finding the net at Camp Nou.
Well, that's the thing, De Jong just seems to relish the big games. He was huge for Sevilla as they won the Europa League last season, and he, like you say, scored against Barcelona, and these are the matches in which he relishes.
Scored last season in the Seville derby when he was very much under pressure, quite early on in his spell at Sevilla. Benzema.
It's been a scrappy few minutes of play with neither team really able to take control of the ball.
Thibaut Courtois closed down, takes no chances. It's a long kick, but it's taken down on the chest by Carlos. Then Rakitic with the turn and the pass. Promising here for the host. This is Navas. He has 4 in the centre, and there was a foul on Nacho. De Jong complains. A shake of the head from the Sevilla captain. But the referee saw something and blew his whistle.
Just a little trip on Nacho by De Jong. It's the 3rd time Sevilla have given away a silly free kick, which has caused themselves problems, because that was a good attack for them.
15 fouls in the opening 36 minutes. It was a tight fixture here last season when these teams met. Just 1 goal in it, scored by Karim Benzema. Another good pass by Cruz, this time Vázquez finding Vinicius, who left it for Karim Benzema! Oh, what a save that is! Brilliant from Bono. Had to get down so quickly.
Fantastic save, Tim. Benzema just put it in that far corner. It looked like it was just going to creep beyond the goalkeeper, but he stretched out his fingertips and managed to push it just inches wide of the post.
Lovely build-up. Clever leave from Vinicius, and it looked as if Real were about to take the lead. Brilliant from Bono. Real Madrid have their 2nd corner of the match. Here is Luka Modric. Deep cross, a chance! It was attacked by Varane. And Bono was able to just catch the ball with relative ease. And now can the hosts counter-attack? Vasquez scampering back, closed down by Munir. Two opportunities in the space of a minute. Real Madrid with 6 shots, Sevilla with none. Here is De Jong with the control and the snapshot on the turn. Just got underneath it. And it is Rick, the first shot from the home team.
Yeah, he didn't take it well, De Jong. Good control, but just lashed at it wildly over the bar. Although it was their first shot, they also had that chance which he could have headed in. That was an opportunity, even though he didn't make contact with the ball. Madrid have been on top so far, but it's not been hugely convincing from either team.